Okay, so before anything else, everything you're about to hear in this video about a GR version of the Toyota Sienna is rumor, community speculation, nothing confirmed by Toyota, no official spy shots, no leaked documents, no patent filings with a GR badge on a minivan anywhere. I want to be upfront about that right at the start because here at Cars 688, we take that seriously. We cover rumors all the time. That's part of what this channel does. But we always tell you when something is confirmed and when it isn't. And a GR Sienna is firmly in the what if category right now. That said, the reason this particular rumor is worth spending a video on is because of everything Toyota is doing around the 2027 and 2028 Sienna generation. And because when you map the GR brand's pattern across Toyota's lineup over the last few years, a performance minivan stops sounding like a joke and starts sounding like something Toyota could actually do. So stay with us. We're going to cover what we know for real first, the actual 2027 Sienna situation, and then we'll get into where the GR speculation comes from and why the community keeps coming back to it. Let's go. All right, so here's the confirmed baseline. The Toyota Sienna has been America's best-selling minivan for years and arguably the gold standard of the segment. It went all hybrid in 2021. Every single Sienna sold in America runs on a 2.5-liter four-cylinder paired with 2 electric motors for 245 combined horsepower with a third rear motor available on the AWD version. That move made the Sienna both the most efficient and the most capable minivan in the segment at the same time. 36 miles per gallon combined from a vehicle that seats 8 people is genuinely impressive, and it's one of the reasons the Sienna has been pulling away from the Honda Odyssey in the sales charts for the past couple of years. For 2027, the community consensus based on Toyota's update patterns points toward either a significant mid-cycle refresh or the early stages of a 5th generation transition. A report on Sienna forums from people tracking Toyota's development cycles suggests the 5th generation Sienna could be introduced in November 2027 as a 2028 model, meaning the 2027 model year might actually be a transition or carryover year while Toyota finalizes the new generation. What that new generation looks like has been the subject of CGI renders from channels like Digimod's Design, which put out a video imagining a redesigned Sienna with larger headlights, an integrated thin light strip separating the hood from the bumper, a modified roofline, larger rear quarter windows, and cleaner side surfacing. The renders got significant traction in the community because they look genuinely credible, evolutionary rather than radical, but clearly fresher than what's on sale today. Under the skin for the next generation, expectations are firmly centered on Toyota doubling down on their hybrid strategy rather than abandoning it. The current 2.5-liter hybrid system has served the Sienna well, but the next platform could bring meaningful weight reduction consistent with the new hybrid architecture Toyota is rolling out across their lineup from 2027 onward. That lighter platform, combined with an updated motor setup, could push efficiency toward the low 40s miles per gallon range, an improvement that would extend the Sienna's lead over the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid and the Kia Carnival Hybrid in a segment where running costs matter enormously to the typical buyer. Toyota Safety Sense is expected to upgrade to version 3.0 or potentially 3.5 across the entire Sienna lineup, adding enhanced pedestrian and cyclist detection, proactive driving assist, and hands-free highway driving capability that puts it in direct competition with Honda Sensing Elite on the next generation Odyssey. The interior is expected to receive its most significant overhaul since the 4th generation launched, with a new dashboard layout, a larger central display, and an updated passenger entertainment system for second and third row occupants. Now here's where we shift fully into speculation, and I want to flag that clearly again. What follows is rumor community wishful thinking, and our own analysis at Car 688 of whether a GR Sienna makes any logical sense. Toyota has not announced it, hinted at it, filed a trademark for it, or shown anything resembling it in any official communication. This is purely the community asking, what if? And here is why that question keeps coming up. Toyota's GR sub-brand has been on one of the most impressive expansion runs in modern automotive history. GR86, GR Corolla, GR Yaris. The GRR AV4 is now being discussed seriously after Toyota's mid-engine AWD secret project news just broke last week. GR Tacoma is a rumor that won't die. GR Supra already exists. The pattern Toyota has established with GR is that almost any nameplate is eligible if the engineering case is strong enough. And the engineering case for performance, Sienna is actually more interesting than it sounds on paper. The current Sienna's AWD system already uses a rear electric motor to independently drive the rear axle. That is the exact same fundamental architecture Toyota uses in the GR Corolla's EAWD performance system, electric rear motor enabling independent torque distribution front to rear with much faster response than any mechanical AWD system. The current Sienna AWD already accelerates from 0 to 60 in around 6 seconds. 6 seconds. In a minivan that seats 8 people, that is quicker than a lot of sports sedans from 10 years ago. A GR Sienna in the community's imagination builds on that foundation with a more powerful version of the hybrid system. A sport-tuned suspension, larger brakes, wider track, aggressive body cladding, blacked out trim, GR-specific sport seats in the first and second rows, and a revised electric motor tune that prioritizes torque response over pure efficiency. The body styling direction, most renders go for pulls from the XSE trim that already exists, the sportiest looking current Sienna, and amplifies it with a lower front lip, functional diffuser element at the rear, and a more aggressive wheel design. The goal would not be to make a Sienna lap a circuit. It would be to make a Sienna the most involving, most exciting, most characterful people mover available at any price, the equivalent of what the GR Corolla did to the compact car segment applied to the minivan. Whether Toyota ever actually builds this is genuinely unknown. The business case is tricky because minivan buyers are a specific audience whose primary requirements are practicality, reliability, and cost efficiency, not performance. A GR Sienna would command a significant price premium over the standard XSE, and whether enough buyers exist who want a performance minivan specifically enough to pay that premium is a real question. Honda has the Odyssey, Kia has the Carnival Hybrid, Chrysler has the Pacifica. None of them have performance variants. There is no established customer for a GR Sienna because nobody has ever tried to create one. But here is what Toyota has shown consistently with the GR brand. They're not afraid to create a market that didn't exist before. The GR Yaris was created for homologation purposes and turned into a cult car that sells out instantly wherever it's offered. The GR Corolla created a performance hatchback segment that nobody thought existed at that price point. If Toyota decided to build a GR Sienna and market it the way they've marketed every other GR product, as a driver's version of something people thought couldn't be a driver's car, there is a real argument that the audience would show up. That's where we are with this one right now. Rumor, speculation, community wishful thinking, and a surprisingly coherent engineering argument for why it could happen. Toyota has not confirmed anything. No spy shots exist, no trademarks have been filed, but the GR brand's expansion shows no signs of slowing down, and a 5th generation Sienna with a fresh platform and updated hybrid architecture gives Toyota the perfect window to do something genuinely unexpected. We'll be watching very closely when that November 2027 launch window arrives, and if a GR badge ever shows up on a Sienna in an official Toyota release. You heard it here first on Cars 688.